Hi there folks, it's Ilja from Würfel Reviews, and before we will go into the list, into the series of my top 50 of all time, I'll do a small introduction, explanation and so on. So first of all, where did the idea come from? It came from my own head and then from Twitter. So we decided with Alina, that we will do our top 10s right before Essen. So we still would have time to, we decided it at the beginning of the year. So we wanted to play more games in our collection, get more games in our collection, and maybe they will get into our top 10. So, that. And we wanted to make top 10s before Essen, because after Essen we will get many more games that we want to play that have potential to be in our top 10, so it will be really difficult to record at some point. So that's what we decided. And then lately I decided that instead of just doing my top 10, I would do top 50. I will do it in video series, and then we will record Alina's and my top 10 as well, but I will do it 50 to 11 and split it in how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 videos, yes. So will be a small series of them. That's that. Now, if you are a newcomer to the channel and you came upon this, you are watching this video right now and you don't really know who we are or who I am. So Würfel Reviews started not so long ago. It started as something else, not as Würfel Reviews. I am reviewer and creator of Würfel Reviews. And I started with writing reviews in Estonian, in a small community, Facebook community. And then I went to make a website. Then Andres joined me to make a Russian content. And then Alina joined me. At some point we started doing video reviews. So that's a brief overview. If you want to read a little bit about us, you can go to wurfelreviews.com and click on about us and just read about us. So that's basically it. And my tastes, they sort of match tastes of Alina, but on the other hand, I think our top 10s will be really, really different. Because some aspects, we like a particular game for different reasons, and we like different mechanics. Like she likes, maybe I like worker placement more and she likes resource management more, just an example, but we both like the same game, so that's it. So if to go into my tastes, I'm sorry I'm babbling quite much, but I want to do a small introduction before, like a vlog thing. My taste is towards Euro style games, but rather hybrids, I think. Yeah, I really like cool different themes, unique themes. I really like cool components and art. It's really important in the game for me. Sometimes if game mechanics are fine, good, and the art and components are great, then it pushes the game up in my top games, because I want to feel the game. I want to have a sort of a spectacular, a viewer experience of the game as well, not just the mechanics, not just dry mechanics and so on. So I really like different themes. I like worker placement, resource management, role selection, and so on. I'm not really a fan of space games, war games, economic games, but I'm going towards the sort of omnivore, where I start playing simpler economy games, and games where with space theme as well. So there are always exceptions. So don't look into that if I say that I don't like the space theme, there won't be any space themed game in my top 50 or something like that. It's just, there are always exceptions. but usually I tend not to like such and such game. You know, I'm not a big fan of Stefan Feld games or Uwe Rosenberg games, so you won't find them in my top 50. And the last thing before we go into the series top 50, this is the shelf behind me. This is our shelf. We have around 140 games. There are many games that will come from Kickstarter. There are many games that we have pre-ordered. There are many games that we will buy in Essence. So there are many more games coming. We haven't played all the games on our shelf, but the games that I have picked are from our shelf. The thing is that there are some games that I rated highly on Board Game Geek that aren't on our show, like for example the Sid Meier's Civilization game, and then we have the Rune Wars, for example. You know, I rated them high. But the thing about them is that I rated them some time ago, so my opinion might change. So I haven't played them, so they are sort of out of that circle, you know, and it's really hard to put them somewhere top 10 or sorry, top 50 if I don't own them, you know. And if I like a particular game, I will buy it. That's the thing, you know. So all games that I have chosen for my top 50 are games that are on our shelf, so you can see some little bit of that spoiler thing here. But let's now skip the introduction and go to the first 10 games in top 50. I mean, number 50 through number 41. So, my number 50 is a MetaGod game that we looked at a long time, for a long time, but maybe we didn't want to believe in it. I don't know why, you know. It's a tile laying game. It didn't look so great on the pictures, but when you got it, it looked much better, you know. It's Expedition Northwest Passage. I'm not a fan of like harsh games. I'm not a fan of tile laying games as well. It's rather abstract for me. It's dry mechanical. But in this game, and it's, by the way, it's here in Northwest Passage. The game itself is looks really cool, and the theme is quite unique. You go on an expedition. You have your ship, you have a crew, and you can choose sometimes as the thing. It's a Northwest Passage. When the sun comes up, it melts down some ice. You know, it becomes the water space. It becomes the sea, and then when the sun goes away from somewhere, the whole place becomes ice. You know. And you need to be careful where you transfer your crew from the I don't remember what it was, from a sort of a ground transport to the ship and backwards, you know. And it's really cool. It's harsh. You may lose all your crew and get a lot of negative points if you won't be efficient of how you go and explore, you know. And it's really cool how you create the tiles, you create the map in front of you, and some portions melt down, some portions will be covered with ice, and it changes constantly, and just a cool theme, just a cool mechanic. And I felt like I like this game quite a lot, and it's an exception because I normally do not like tile laying games. So this one, really cool. Northwest Passage. Expedition Northwest Passage, sorry. So, and then my number 49 is a game from a smaller company, from a maybe one-man team, probably. And it's Paperback. We featured Paperback in latest Board Game Blender segment, episode 39, I think. And Paperback is a combination of Scrabble and deck building. The deck building part is simple. It's like a gateway deck building, like Dominion. And the Scrabble part is Scrabble part. So you are like taking a five card hand, you know, and then you try to combine like letters. The cards are letters to create words. and you score these words, and for that score you can buy new letters or you can buy fame cards. Fame cards are basically points. And it's just a really cool, well, we told in the episode, it's a really cool teaching tool. And it's really cool for us because we are not native English speakers. And that creates a really cool challenge for us where we try to figure out what words we know. We play with Google Translator just to be sure that we don't misspell some words, and that we remember that word, but is it a real word or it came up from our minds, we created it on our own, So, and it's just a really cool, simple deck builder that you don't have to explain much, but creating words is so much fun. So my number 49 is Paperback. Number 48 is another deck builder that we got recently, and I think we became sort of internet friends with the designer. The designer is Sami Laakso, and the game is called Tale of Merchants. The pure deck builders like Ascension, Dominion are not really for me, but games with deck builders with a unique approach are really cool. If there is a twist to the simple deck builder, then I'm interested. And I like all sorts of card games, so deck builders as well. So in Tale of Merchants, you have to win by creating stalls, but the stalls are from number 1 to number 10, so you need to sacrifice cards, sort of. It's similar to another game, Valley of the Kings. So you need to create stalls, but you have different. Basically, when you start the game, when you set up the game, you have different decks of animals, and each deck behaves differently. And you do not use all the decks in the game. You use some of them, you mix them together, and each game will thus have a sort of a unique feel. Some are nastier cards. Some cards go more into deck exploring. Some cards manipulate the stall quite a lot. So it's really cool. We have done the Blender segment for this one as well. So everything is in our channel as well. So you can just watch Blender segments, our Blender segments on our channel as well. It's about Tale of Merchants. So this is just a cool little card game, deck builder with a unique twist of how you're sacrificing cards in order to create stall. Whoever creates the stall, the whole stall first, from 1 to 10, will be the winner of the game. And that's it. And I think that's why I like it quite much. It feels really simple, but card games, deck building, and unique approach. That's it. So that was number 48, Tale of Merchants. Number 47 is one of the newest games that we tried recently, and I was really impressed. It's from designer Martin Wallace, who is known for creating such quite complex games like Steam, and I don't know if he created any 18xx or something like that, but he creates hard, complex economic games normally. But this one is Via Nebula. And Via Nebula is it's a really simple pick up and deliver game where you create routes and you need to transfer goods to your construction sites. And the turns go like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. Oh, sorry. You have 3 action points. You can basically, or you have 2 action points. And then remember, I think 3. Yeah. No, 2 action points. Sorry, I'm messing it up. But basically, you have just few action points, and the turns are so simple. The actions are so simple, but I like the dynamic of the game. So you have a sort of a limited number of workers, and you need to put workers down on sort of exploration tiles to explore the resources. So, and the workers will basically create the resources on a particular spot on the map. Then you have to build a route from that spot to a construction site, where of course you need to build a construction site first and somewhere on the map as well. So, and then you will transfer goods throughout this road, throughout this route, to your construction site, or whenever you have a particular amount of different goods that you needed to build a building, you will build a building there. And whoever builds all the buildings first is the winner of the game. It's just a simplest description of the game. I think I messed it up a little bit. But I like the simplicity of it. I like that how you can get stuck, or your workers can get stuck with the resources that nobody wants. So the thing is that everybody can take resources from the spot that you have explored, where you have your worker, you know, and you want people to get resources from there. So because you probably don't need all 4 wood, you just need, for example, 2 wood. And the 2 other wood should go into like different directions, into other directions. Maybe other players will get them, and you will get your worker back that you can use later to create new resources on the map. So it's a really cool aspect of that game, and how creating routes for yourself, you can sort of create routes for the others as well, because the map is a sort of it's a one map for everyone. And that's really cool. It's like a race with a simple turns, simple actions, just really cool game. That's via Nebula, number 47. Number 46 is an abstract game, and was a surprise for me as well, because I tend not to like abstract games that much. But this one, again, simple. There are cards as well, but basically the production is really cool, and let me say upfront, it's Onitama. You know, I think now, for now, almost everyone has played Onitama. If you haven't played, it's not as pricey. It has really cool playmats, these player pieces, and the cards, which are basically movements. I have done the review of the game. If you want to know wider opinion of that, go check it out. How it's played as well. But what I like in this game is the simplicity, although I don't like abstract games that much. This one reminded me of a really quick and simplest version of chess, and I have played chess in my childhood a lot. I went to different competitions as well, so it just reminded me of that, you know? But I don't want to play chess anymore, because I wouldn't say that the rules are complex, but all that thinking and time, you need to be involved in it, you know. I don't have time, I don't care about that. But Onitama gives me a similar feeling in like 15 minutes. And I play sort of a duel, really simple duel, and it makes me think, on the other hand, you know. It's just a lot of fun in a short amount of time. And that's Onitama. That was my number 46. My number 45 is a game that we bought quite a long time ago, but got to try recently. That's World Wars. World Wars is by the designer John Gilmer, who was a co-designer of Dead of Winter. And that's what got me interested in this game. And the second thing is that I like the TV show about Storage Wars. I was watching the Storage Wars Canada, or I don't remember how it's called, but it's like a Canada Storage Wars. And the theme of the Storage Wars, World Wars is based on like a fantasy theme, you know, but it's basically the same. You have a storage room where you can peek in, and then you will bid. And then the money will go to the auction master. Whoever wins the auction will get the storage, and maybe they can find some valuable items there that they can then sell for a greater price. So it's like a gamble, you know. Will you find something really cool in there or not? In World Wars, in this game, one of you is auction master, and each round there's a new auction master. You're going clockwise. He knows all the information for the vault. And then he reveals some of the information about the vault, and then other players can pick a certain number of cards from that vault as well. So each player will have, except auction master, each player will have almost like half information, almost complete information about the vault, but not everything. And the auction master will get the whole information. There's a little bit of that bluffing, you know, because auction master is the one who sets the starting price. If I'm the auction master and set the starting price quite high, some people will think, is this vault really valuable? So should I bid even more? Or is he bluffing? And I will not bid it and let him get the vault for that high price, so he will lose all the money and maybe there's just junk in this vault, you know? And that's a really cool aspect of the game. It's a card game, it's simple, it's very interactive, sort of like, but in the mindset, and you know, it's quietly interactive, where you're looking at that person like, is he bluffing or not? Is there anything really cool in that vault or not? So I like this game quite much. My number 45, Vault Wars. So number 44 is from two designers. It's Bruno Catala and Ludovic Maublanc. And no, it's not Cyclades. It's a game of Western theme, and it's dice down. And I will tell you up front that dice down with expansion. Dice Town itself is a really cool game where you have dice with symbols of poker, basically poker dice. And you chuck the cups and you roll the dice, and you lock some dice, and you re-roll some dice, and you want to get poker hands, basically. Higher poker hands. And different poker hands grant you different actions. And the expansion adds the second action to each location. So the first place, whoever has the highest poker hand and whoever has the second highest poker hand, both will get actions there. And the first place will just choose one of the two. And I like the choosing. I don't like if I go there, I need to do that action, that one action. Now I have a choice. I can do that action or the other action. It's really cool. The game sometimes outstays its welcome. I understand that problem, not really, it's not a problem for me, at least. And I like this game quite much because of chucking dice, you know, and creating poker hands. It doesn't feel like poker, really, you know, and you're trying to get the most points. Sometimes you have these special cards that will ruin other opponents' turns. It's really cool. It's a little bit nasty, interactive. You know, you can steal cards from each other, but it's all about like chucking dice and creating poker hands. So that's why I like it so much. And it has some of these, like it's a French Euros type game, you know, where you have a little bit random, and it has that Ameritrash theme and Euro mechanics. It's like a hybrid game, so that's why it's on my list. On number 44, it's Dice Down. Number 43 is a game that when we played first, we realized that no, it's not for us. And it's Roll for the Galaxy. I think we just didn't understand the game. This game rewards more playing. You know, it's like it's quite hard to understand it on the first play, where you have so many different symbols and what you can do and how you lock dice. You roll them, you put them under the symbols, and then you can use one of the dice to activate the main action, but some of the actions may not occur this turn, and you have development, and you have exploration, and you have so many different tiles, reassigning, so many different abilities, and how to ship goods, how to get goods, what extra points you get from them. It's like, I would say it's quite complex, to be honest. But once you get through that in one or two plays, you will feel like, wow, there's a big game in that. And in Roll for the Galaxy, although it's space theme, it's quite abstract, you know. I like manipulating turns, manipulating dice, especially when we play with two players. With two players, it's much more of that, what actions will occur at what not. It's a little bit of that outguessing of your opponent. I need to think what action will Alina choose so I can be as efficient on my turn as possible. And that's really cool. And exploring and developing, which is basically the same, getting new tiles and new powers into your empire, getting new cooler dice into your empire, and then sometimes deciding whether with the shipping action you want to get more money to get more dice in your cup, or you want to get victory points because basically you win with victory points. So these are really cool aspects of the game, and Wolf for the Galaxy is a nice addition to our collection, and we'll definitely keep it. And we haven't played the expansion yet, but I've read the expansion rules. We're almost to play it. I think the expansion makes the game even better. I think. We haven't played it yet, so we'll see. But I really like the concept of expansion, like the black dice, which have two symbols on one side already, so you can choose one on the second, you know, and there are the objective tiles that you go for, and you can use some special tokens, whatever. So that's number 43, Roll for the Galaxy. Now, number 42, I'm quite certain will be much higher on Alina's list, because she loves the game. She loves it so much, and it's Flip City. And I like this game quite a lot. If you think that this game is low, then sorry. I know I have played only over 300 games, but the top 50 games, all the games I really like. All the games except some of them that we haven't played yet, I cannot comment on. All the games in our collections that I have played, I like. That's the thing. And it was hard to choose the top 50 because I like many more games, you know, and top 50 is really cool, are really cool games. So, number 42 is Flip City, and it's a push your luck deck builder game where the cards have two sides, and push your luck elements begins where you start going through your cards, and at some point if you get a certain amount of unhappy faces, your turn ends immediately. You cannot do anything in the turn. But what you're trying to do, you're trying to get maybe some special abilities, but mostly gold to buy new cards. And you have two ways of winning. Either you will get up to 18 cards on one turn, which should be a really good construction of your own deck. Or you get, with how many, 7 or 8 points, victory points on your turn, then you win the game. So it's really simple. It plays well with two players, and we would definitely play it as a two-player game. And I like the push your luck aspect where like you're looking, you don't know what's underneath the top card, you know? And you already have one unhappy face. And some of the cards are like, if this is the top card of your deck, you must play it, you know? And it has an unhappy face on it, and whenever you get to the third unhappy face, your turn ends. So you're like, you think like, is the card underneath, should it be the one or not? Should I risk or not, or should I just buy the easiest card and not push like forward to get more coins to get more expensive cards? So really cool aspects. I like all sorts of card games. It's TMG. I like that company as well, and I like quality cards, and it's a unique feel and unique approach to deck builder that we were talking about before. So that's Flip City, and it's my number 42. And the last one for today is 41. And it's a small card game, really small card game, from a designer who might not be my favorite designer, and I played another game from him. I played Innovation, and it's called Chudik. But the 41 is not Innovation, because I didn't really like Innovation. But what I liked quite a lot is Red 7. Red 7 has, how many? 49 cards, I think, something like that. It has colors and numbers on the cards. That's basically it. Oh, sorry, the numbers, colors, and rules of those colors. And on your turn, what you need to do, you need to win according to the central rule that you have. And you can change the rules your own, like the highest cards wins, or the most even numbers wins, or the most of the same colors wins. And there are tiebreakers based on the colors, like rainbow colors. The like red is the most sort of expensive color, and violet is not, you know. And but basically on your turn, it's really simple. You can play it many times in a row. You can play it as a bigger game where you count points, and whoever gets to a certain amount of points throughout different rounds will be the winner. So you just play out cards in your tableau, or to change the rule, or in both directions. And that's it. And it's a really, really thinky game. Really simple rules and really thinky game, where you go like, I need to use this card later in order for me to have like a better tableau, but it's the only card with which I can change the rule to that particular rule, to the center. And you know, it creates the feeling, what is the most efficient way to distribute my cards into the center or into my own tableau. I know I messed up the explanation of the game. It's really hard to explain. You just need to see it. Go watch some sort of a review of that. It's a so simple, so engaging, so cool little card game that I like it quite much. It's my number 41, Red 7. And that's it for this video. It was quite long, I think, but I'll try to do it faster in the next video, where we go through from 40 to 31. And I hope you will be quite surprised with some games that I have in top 50. And always, your comments are welcome. It's all about your experiences with the games I have named so far. And please subscribe to our channel. We want to have more viewers, more support. Go to our guild and talk about maybe this video or all the other videos. I want to see some more activity. I will answer to any questions that you ask. I'm happy to talk to you all, guys, you know, and guys and gals. So see y'all and feel the feeling as well. So see you in the next video. Bye bye.